everyone, welcome back to my anime channel, GizAnime, where we do figure unboxings as well as other collectibles and TCG card games. I have, again, cut out the reactions. They're just too time consuming, and I really can't keep up with the demand, even doing the bare minimum editing. I hope to be able to pick it up at some point in time again. The channel started as a reaction channel, so I'd really like to keep that going in some form or fashion. So hopefully I can do something. Maybe I'll start reacting to an older anime that I haven't watched yet. So if there's anyone out there with any suggestions that I can kind of do it more like on my own time, instead of reacting to something like Bleach, where I feel like it's a little more demanding that the reactions come out the day of the anime. And unfortunately, I work on Mondays, so I don't have a lot of time to react and edit anything. And it kind of feels a little more rushed. But with that said, in today's video, we will be unboxing another Gear 5 Luffy. This is from BT Studio. This is actually the first Gear 5 Luffy that was released. So I went ahead and picked it up. I have seen on the Facebook page that they have Fanatic Anime has, where some people, or no, actually this was from Favorite GQ. So, but I've seen people that have gotten this little guy show it off, and it's not the best quality. That said, it's also not the most expensive resin either, so I don't expect it to be amazing looking, but it would be nice if, you know, it wasn't broke or anything, and it did look semi decent, right? So it's not going to have the same quality as this Gear 5 Luffy did or does. And there are other ones out there that I would really like to get, but at the moment I am looking at, I'll even put a picture, this 1/3 scale Zoro that's like really cheap. So I want to get it, and I'm also looking at the Fanatic Anime website that I like to frequent because they're going to have a Black Friday sale. They already have one statue up. I forget the guy's name from One Piece. I really don't like his design or the whole Buddha aspect, but also the fact that it's like $1,000. Even if it is a sale, that's still too much for me to pay. And I kind of feared that that's what would happen. I was kind of hoping that they would have like a Black Friday pre-order sale, but I guess that doesn't really exist. Because even a cheaper statue would probably still be way too much for me to just outright buy, you know, $500-$600 statues. I can't afford something like that, which is why I like the pre-orders in a way. But let's get on to this Luffy, see if it at least has some decent quality to it, and I'll see you there. So here's me still trying to play with camera angles and things of that nature. So if I get off screen, I apologize. Here is the box, though. I'm a little upset because most of the resins that I've bought previously, the outside box has some art like this one does. But then there's also an inside box. I already opened this when I got it at the post office, at least the box. I haven't like taken it out or anything. But I did take note that on this one, as you can see, there's no inside box with more decorative art on it that you can keep. So they wrote on this box, and then the UPS or FedEx or whoever put a big hole here and put a big hole. There's one like a dink here. So the box is pretty tore up, which I really not a big fan of. Does look like it's been secured pretty well though with these foam corners, so it's not just loose inside the box. And you have this thick styrofoam too, so it getting banging up a little bit, like that's a huge deal, especially since, you know, you can tell that there's a gap here. So there's pretty much no way that this part got ruined it all. Again, this is a much smaller resin statue than the others I bought. I've been thinking about buying more of them around the same scale as the other Luffy that I have, just because I'll be able to have more of them instead of, you know, buying several larger scale figures or resin statues actually. So, in the name of space, basically. But here we go. Here are the individual pieces to his statue. Try to get a slightly closer shot of them. Alright, so I'm assuming that this is the base. It looks pretty nice. I like the transparent purple mixed with a little bit of white to kind of give it, you know, a realistic smoke effect. I also like how part of it is translucent and part of it is less so to give it like the depth and thickness. So the smoke is a little more realistic looking. You can see on the back that we have a couple magnets and then we have a peg hole here. So I'm pretty sure that this will hold him in place along with this, but we will have to see. There's not a whole lot to him. The statue is mainly just this smoke effect, his body, and it looks like a part of a scarf. Also, one of the things that I don't like is I noticed it doesn't come with a plaque, so there's no like certificate of authenticity or a number plaque or anything, which is kind of weird. Even the other Luffy I got came with one, so. And then it comes with this little Gear 5, kind of small little piece, and there's two little spots here. So I'm assuming that this is where this goes. Yep. So as you can see, it just kind of, not sure if you can hear that, but it just snaps in there. So the Gear 5 kind of just sits there in spot. And yeah. It's a little off-centered. And there we go. I guess that's a little better. Alright, so it has one more little smoke effect that goes along with it. This smoke effect has a little magnet on the back of it as well. So it more than likely attaches either to the base or to him somewhere. And then, unlike the other Gear 5 Luffy that I have, his sash actually is not attached to him, which is good because the other one I have, if you watch that video, the sash was actually broke. So I had to super glue it back together. Wasn't a big deal. It looks seamless, but kind of annoying that, you know, they break in transit and you're still paying the premium for them. When, I mean, if something like that happens, I think the company should be held accountable and give a little bit of a kickback or something. I don't know, that's just my opinion. But it has some nice folds in it. It also has like a kind of battle damage or scuff marks on the sides, because obviously, you know, this was a pretty major battle for Luffy. Spoiler alert, he kind of dies. No, God! And his Devil Fruit awakens, and this is how we get the Gear 5 form. So, yeah. And then on to the main piece, Luffy himself. Alright, the only thing I really do not like about this statue is the fact that his eyes are covered. I don't like that. I mean, I bought it, so I know what it's going to look like, obviously, but it's kind of weird. And again, I bought it because it was the first Gear 5 statue they released, and I told myself I was going to buy the first one they made, so I bought this. I myself don't mind so much that the figure itself kind of looks a little lackluster. I mean, if we take a look at his face, it looks kind of bad. It just, I don't know, something about, especially like the hair, it looks off. It looks uneven, unkempt. I don't know. It just looks poor. Like poor craftsmanship, poor quality. Like one of the things I don't like is right here. It kind of looks like this piece here is cracked off of the statue. Like it's separated. So it looks like it's kind of just there. Also on the top, on his hair. I don't know if you can see it too well, but here it looks like this was like a seam line where it comes together. So, and his teeth are really throwing me off. Something about the fact that they're not really separated, or there's no like lines. I don't know. It just, to me, it looks a little odd. It still looks pretty close though to the art rendition, especially in the manga. Well, obviously in the manga because it hasn't come out on the anime yet. I'll throw an image somewhere on the screen to kind of give a better comparison of the figure compared to the art rendition on the manga. The face aside, though, the scar looks really nice. I love how realistic it looks. The just visceral skin tone color to it. All the wounds on his body from his fight with Kaido. We've got like all these scratches along his legs, his arms, his hands, his chest. Like my man's is all beat up, and he is still going. He's still going. He's going hard even after death. Death couldn't even keep my boy down. Much like Zoro, actually. We have this really nice smoke effect going across the top of him. I like this a lot more than the base because it's way clearer and it has like just really faint tones of purple in it and white that kind of make it just pop a little more. I wish the base was kind of like this. I kind of want to give a little bit of attention to the feet because man, look at the fact that they got like his toenail here and it looks like it's really dirty, from obviously fighting a lot. We've got all the ridges, the bone structure, and the different, individual toes being shown. But it just, there's a lot of attention to detail on his foot. We've got like the ridges on the sandal as well. This nice white jacket that he has on. And then there's like, his smoky white hair that he has in this Gear 5 form. So basically from what I can tell, our boy has like a bit of Toon Force going on. Not sure. I've seen a lot of debate going on about it, that he can do all kinds of wild things. Like he could probably beat Goku and whatnot. Not going to get into that debate, but it's pretty wild. Also, we got like several little gold buttons down the side right here. Pretty sure he goes in just like this with this peg hole in his butt. Just gonna push it right in there.
Oh, that's not right.
He has another peg hole on his side right here. Right underneath the waist. Or above the waist, actually. Where the sash goes. So the sash just kind of pokes out from his side. So they send a little bit of this green putty type stuff so that things fit better. But if this is a magnet, I don't know where this goes because he has this pig in his arm. But I figured if this is where this goes, it should just fit in there. And I didn't see any extra pieces. So I'm assuming it kind of just goes there. But I don't know why, if it's a magnet, he would need putty. So after looking up some images online, that is where that goes. I don't understand why it goes there with the putty if it has a magnet. Like, that makes no sense to me. It should just click in place like this little Gear 5 plaque does. So that's a little weird. But that is all of it. Once more, it doesn't look the best, but you know what? I like it. It was like, I think $100 maybe ish, plus like $50 in shipping, which is a little expensive for something that small in my opinion. Because the 1/3 scale Zoro that I plan on getting is like 71 centimeters tall and costs roughly the same price. So yeah. But with that said, let me know what you all thought of this little guy. Let me know what you think of the Gear 5 form of Luffy in general. And again, if there's any One Piece resins out there or figures that you're looking to get, I will see you all next time.